Ladies and gents, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today, we're making a triumphant return to Captain of Industry. That's right, Sailor, we're back on the boat, and it's time for the brand new early access release, which adds a whole bunch of brand new content and adds just a bunch of stuff into the game, which I'm super excited to check out. The first thing that we're going to check out is Curland. That's right. C for Captain of Industry? I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a brand new map, which I'm really excited to check out. We can also tweak values, tweak every single aspect of the game difficulty, which is pretty darn cool. We can also see at a glance what we've got to work with. Let's jump into things and see what we've got in store. We're in. Excellent. And that is one thing that I will say about the early access version. The loading times are a little substantial. By a little substantial, I mean they're very substantial. Anyway, let's pause and have a little look at what we've got going on here. If you haven't seen my playthrough of Captain of Industry before, I would encourage you check out the previous playlist, card linked up in the top right-hand corner right about now, where I go over a whole bunch of the basics, and we had a pretty darn successful operation going, if I do indeed say so myself. But that being said, I mean, I'm excited for all of the craziness that is about to unfold here today. Right, so there's wow, copy and pasting, all that sort of stuff. We can turn Unity on, off. That's interesting as well. I don't think that there are any buildings that are new to us at the moment that we have unlocked. Waste collection. Okay, that's interesting. Dumping designation. This grid looks slightly different and a little bit more. Yeah, this big old grid is a bit different. Obviously, we can continue to chop trees down. We got a message center, and we've got some stats. Okay, so nothing too crazily different at the moment. Probably worth me having a little look around the island and just sort of assessing where all of our resources actually are. So what do we got? We've got iron over here. We've got a little bit of copper over yonder. Obviously, sand on the beaches. That's kind of makes sense. We've got some limestone just chilling over there. We've got a big old groundwater deposit reasonably near our settlement, which is obviously just chilling over there. That's fine. Coal is a bit of a ways away. That's fine. More sand. Lots and lots of sand. More groundwater. A heck of a lot of iron. Holy cow, that's a lot of iron. Yet more sand, more limestone, more copper, and some gold right at the very end here. Now, I suspect that we might just need gold in order to build electronics in the late game, but we'll have to wait and see. Also, look at this. This looks like a crude oil deposit. Doesn't look like we've got any crude oil deposits actually on the island. Maybe with the exception of like that. That looks like a little crude oil deposit. It looks to me anyway, there's a few little areas, but anyway, it looks to me like the vast majority of the crude oil is under the water, which means that we're going to be building oil rigs, which is very exciting. I am super excited to see how that ends up working out. Okay, so that's good. What's this? This is all the same sort of business. We've got an abandoned communication station. Yep, we can start recycling that. Iron scrap, concrete slab, and electronics. That looks different as well. So clearly the graphics have been redone / upgraded. Very excited to see what else has been changed. We've got a tree harvester. Okay, I like it. And we've got a whole bunch of pickups as well. That's pretty darned cool. Right, we've got the shipyard. The shipyard's got a whole bunch of copper, diesel, rubber, cement, construction parts, mechanical parts, and vehicle parts. Okay, and we're in an overloaded state of play at the moment. Plus the boat is, yeah, shipyard needs to be repaired. Need to get the shipyard repaired, and then we need to get the boat repaired. And then we're going to be able to get back on the high seas. Okay, this is good. This is brilliant. I'm very happy with where we're at the moment. We're going to see if we can try and utilize the copy and paste tools. That's definitely something that I want to try and do. Let's see if we can try and yoink down one of those. Hopefully, we've got more than enough construction parts to satisfy to satisfy ourselves for now. Tree chopping designation, let's do that. Yeah, we can no longer assign tree harvesting. That's interesting. So that has to be done by the tree harvester now, which truthfully is how it should be. I mean, we shouldn't have trucks harvesting trees. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Right, the research lab is up and running. Waste and dumping, wonderful. That's great. We'll get that waste sorted. Oh, look, we dump waste now. I see. That's interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. So waste is a brand new resource that is dumpable, which is brilliant. And I think that's another fantastic way that we're probably going to be able to get a little bit of extra unity out of our settlement, if I have to imagine. But we'll have to wait and see. Let's have a little look at the tech tree, see what we've got going on. Vehicles and mining, we obviously want to get that. Farming has been redone, I believe. Settlement waste, yep, we've already unlocked that. There's probably a few tweaks and a few changes in this section, but most of it looks roughly the same. We've got some retaining walls. That's brand new for sure. Storage facilities. Yep, okay, that's fine. That's as is. Vehicles and management. What the heck is that? Not sure what that is. That just might be... That might just be more retaining... It's just barriers. Barriers that block vehicle access. Okay, that's new too. Deconstruction efficiency. Okay, that's an edict by the looks of it. We've got heavy oil cracking. Yeah, we've had that before. Gold smelting. That's brand new. That's really cool. Household appliances. That's interesting. Microchip production. Research Lab 4. Very cool. Medical supplies. CO2 recycling. Microchip stuff. Ship weapons 3. Rocket assembly and launch. And consumer electronics as well as solar panels. And none of this looks like it's off limits. Everything here looks like it's researchable and buildable, which was admittedly pretty frustrating. There we go. We'll get one of you assigned. Which was pretty frustrating about the early access and the alpha stuff. I was always so frustrated that we just couldn't research more stuff because I just loved the processes that we were able to get set up. I'm gonna redo this ever so slightly. We're gonna get waste over there. The food market is here. Nice, interesting. So we've got another little interface for the food market, which is fine. The food market can stay there for now, but it's gonna get moved around a little bit, probably over to this side so that we can expand out that away. But we can worry about that a little bit later on. Okay, we don't need to worry about housing at the moment. We need to check out the blast furnace, and we need to get that properly built. We want to probably give ourselves a little bit of leeway. I mean, iron is going to be coming from this area. So does it make sense to put the iron processing over here? Or over here? It makes sense to put it over here. I feel like over here is probably not a bad place to do it. But to be fair, look, we don't have altogether too much space over there. So let's give ourselves plenty of room over here. Right. Yoink that over there. That's fine. I actually think that I want to go into planning mode as opposed to just going into current build mode. So we'll go to planning and then we can just unlock it all. Let's see if we can try and get a nice little operation. Then we'll copy and paste as we see fit. Right. It's just iron scrap at the moment, plus the coal, plus molten iron. Brilliant. Great. Iron scrap is obviously going to come from here. Gonna get some concrete slabs as well. That's fine. Coal needs to come from the coal maker, and it's going to have to be bumped across normally. There we go. I mean, there's no real reason to set up an official process here if we're just going to have to sort of redo it later on. Add that in there. Let's get some pipes. In hindsight, maybe want to make sure that there is access over here. You know what? Just leave. I mean, how much does that give us? 4 every 40 seconds, and this uses 3 every 20 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna need at least one of those. And the wood definitely comes out of the bottom there. It's fine. Okay, whatever. This is gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, you never know. We might be able to access that. We might not be able to access it. We're gonna have to see what the game says. Right. Let's elevate, and then de-escalate, 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 de-escalate. That's right. That's definitely what I meant. Yeah, and then metal casters. What's the rate of metal casting? It's 8 per every 40 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so we're gonna need 2 of these. Okay, so it's the same ratio. I'm just like double checking that I've got all of the ratios, correct, because I don't want to end up redoing it if I can avoid it. We also probably want to do it at this side. Yep, do that over there. Do that over there. This is going to be not the definitive blueprint for everything, but it's going to be pretty darn close. Molten channels need to stay on the same level. And then we're also going to get a... Well, this is going to be the slag output, and that'll run down here somewhere. We can see how this goes. Yeah, we can see how this goes. I'm okay with this. Right, pause tool. Let's unpause all of this. Excuse me. There we go. Get that all on pause. Get out of planning mode, and then let's activate. Right. So waste collection again. We'll see how that works. It doesn't look like this map is particularly elevated. There's definitely a couple of areas where we're going to need to elevate to get up there. But for now, we're pretty much okay. Right, let's start our research processing. Let's go back to the start of the tech tree. Vehicles and mining, that seems like a good one to start first. Basic farming, we'll get that added. Construction as well, we'll queue that up too. All right. And then we'll just wait and see what actually happens. Right, so the coal maker should immediately start work. Should be, yep, we are a go on that one. Brilliant and beautiful. Are we going to be able to get the wood out the other ends? That will remain to be seen. You love to see it. Logistics, I don't need a tutorial on logistics. That's how confident I am. We're also actually going to straight up copy... Oh, no, I don't want to copy that. Just copy the whole building. Thank you. We're straight up just going to bop down one of you. And then we'll just stick it into probably 2 times speed. I feel like 2 times speed is a nice happy medium. And we'll see if we can try and build a second research lab. And that is good because Unity-wise, we're in a pretty nice place. Okay, so how does waste removal actually work? I mean, it works like, you know, like dumping any resource, but I wonder, it doesn't actually drive up Unity? Interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Now, have we got the resources that we need? No, because we haven't started recycling the abandoned communication station yet. Let's get that worked on, please. Go, 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 go. There we go. Get them all in. Get them all in here. Get them all in here. Missing input. We're missing wood over yonder. We picked up the wood from there, and we got it into the blast furnace. Excellent. So it did work. We were able to pick up the wood from the coal maker, even though output technically isn't accessible. That doesn't particularly matter. Look, as far as I'm concerned, as long as it's working, then that's great. Happy, happy, happy days. Vehicles and mining, we're going to continue to work on that at a pretty decent rate. Don't particularly want to work on anything else quite yet, I don't think. You know what? I feel like maybe we're going to remove basic farming from the queue. I don't know how long we have left to... I don't know how many food calories we've got left. We've got 40 months. 204. I mean, that's a fairly large amount of food. We don't have any other food kicking around anywhere. That's good to note. It's good to note. Just checking, you know. Just checking. Missing input. We're missing input from the wood department. Let's increase our number of assigned trucks over here. We'll increase that to like 3, only because our trucks don't actually have anything to do right now, so that's fine. Wonderful. Yeah, I am perpetually terrified that we're going to run out of food. I've had famine level, extinction level events before, and it's been very, very bad. Very, very, very bad indeed. Also, it looks like only one of these coal makers is actually has the wood to work. I mean, fair enough. If we can get a second one out of there, then that's great. But if not, not the end of the world. Okay, we got vehicles and mining. That's wonderful. Let's dismiss that and have a little look. We got a vehicle depot, which I'm absolutely going to not build yet. Don't want to get jebaited into a bit of a dodgy situation. Also, how's our waste looking? Our waste is looking fine. We don't need to set a dumping designation yet. Because, I mean, as soon as we set a dumping designation, I'm going to have to think about the logistics, and it's going to take trucks ages to drive around. For example, if we actually want to get to this next plateau over here, which is very, very far away, then I didn't really appreciate how big this island actually is. I thought it would be a little bit of a cheesy start, but it's actually huge, and the size makes it challenging to navigate, which is good. Which is good. I like that. It's a nice little nifty thing. So, alright, re-add that to the queue. Let's get construction done, though. Let's get construction done. That's gonna make me, it's gonna make me very, very happy. We've got loads and loads of iron. What do we get for construction? Literally just the building and the ability to build a few things. Right, let's pause, take stock, and expand. Manual assembly, which is good, because this is going to allow us to secure... Wow, look at this. Vehicle parts. I want to see how we make vehicles, actually. This is hugely different. This is incredible. So concrete slabs, we did have access to before, i.e. we had access to concrete slabs in the... what is it? The beta. Yeah, we had in the beta and potentially the alpha, actually. I can't recall. But now, looks like we're able to get them way earlier on. Which I like the look of. Right, so you're going to make just... Yeah, we also need to consider maintenance. Yeah, you're just going to make these construction components. I think that's fine. Mechanical components is another one. Do we need more wood? Is that what we need? We may very well need more wood. Let's get one additional truck. One additional truck assigned there. That seems like a good plan to me. Right, lots and lots of construction parts coming out of here. That's great. We have managed to save our bacon. That's good. That's very, very good. Very, very happy with that. Happy, happy days. Right, in order to test... Let's try and not build this in a stupid place. Yeah, build it, like, over here. In order to try and test what it actually... Ooh, look, I was waiting to say, yeah, in order to test what it costs to build vehicles, let's have a little look at the vehicle depot, even if we don't decide to build it, which of course we are going to decide to build it. So vehicle parts and iron, rubber, which we're not able to get until way later on in the game. At least that's what it was traditionally. We can also build a tree harvester straight away. That's very interesting. I really like that change. That's very, very cool. That is very, very cool indeed. Okay, so an excavator is an absolute necessity. We need to get, like, a good few of those. But more than that, we need to set up a vehicle parts... assembling area. For sure. So we basically need... What is that? 1, 2... Show by 60. This uses 7 point something... produce 60. Okay, it uses hardly any mechanical components. Right. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build 3 additional assembly machines here. Do I want to build them around here? I really want to try and not be stingy with my space, because I'm always doing stuff which ends up creating problems for myself further down the line. We're gonna do this, right? You make mechanical, you make electronic, and you make vehicle parts, which is gonna allow me, until the copper runs out, which there's a fair amount of copper in the shipyard, there's a fair amount of rubber in the shipyard. Until that all runs out, we should be fine. I also need to get basic farming up and running. I should probably pause. Trading looks like that's the go-to thing to get. Power and maintenance, will add that to the queue as well. Concrete production, that's pretty early. I can't remember if it was that early last time, but it definitely feels pretty darn early. And we'll also see if we can try and get a farm up and running. Which I really need to make sure I don't end up building on my my deposit over there. My groundwater deposit. Now, farming is always a bit of a chore because it's such a bloomin' large building. I'm gonna build it far enough away that hopefully it's gonna allow my settlement to expand fairly naturally and I won't have to move the farm, but it's also kind of close enough that I can do the journeys relatively easily right now with the trucks, which is the only way that I have of actually moving things around. Should we do some land reclamation? I feel like land reclamation with my existing dirt to dump is not necessarily a bad idea. So let's set this area up to be reclaimed, and that should theoretically allow my dirt to be dumped. My waste to be dumped, just as like a low priority. Yeah, just as like a low priority, priority 8. And it's not going to take much. It's not going to take much work at all. I mean, there's a couple of loads right now because it's been accruing for a little while. Wow, lightning and thunder. That's brand new. That's very, very new. Okay, so what have we got going on in the farm? I know that there was something that was changed. In fact, I think the farming interface was just overhauled completely. Right. So fertility needed. Natural replenishment, the monthly rate at which soil fertility replenishes naturally without fertilizer. Okay, so 6.4 every 60 every month, basically. Okay, and it needs 0. Right, so water plus fertility every 3 months gives you potatoes. Average production every month is 9 point something potatoes. Estimated harvest 46 potatoes in 1.7 month. Okay. So the equilibrium is a value to which the soil will converge naturally for the current crop schedule. Interesting, interesting. So it's going to trend down until it hits this point, which is not necessarily the end of the world. Is it? I mean, we can't change the crop schedule, can we? At least we can't at the moment. We may very well be able to do that in the future. And in fact, I look forward to doing probably something like that. But for now, that's it. We got potatoes. We got to like it or lump it. And in fact, I'm actually going to get myself another potato farm. Another potato farm right over there. Tree harvester has no more trees to harvest. That's a bit of a problem. Make sure that we're harvesting all of this stuff. Make sure we're harvesting all of this stuff. We need to make sure that we're chopping down the trees as regularly as we possibly can so that we can clear more space for our farm. Right. Research, we're doing power and maintenance. That's great. But we did unlock a cargo dock and also, what was it? It was a unit storage, which is actually pretty mission critical because we want to be buffering at pretty much every stage. There's not much point in me building these unit storages right now because, as you can see, we've got inputs, we got outputs, and I have nothing to connect up to those inputs and or outputs because we don't have any conveyor belts. So there's not much point in faffing around with that at the present moment. Right. We got a trading dock. This is a miserable area to trade. I mean, what the heck is going on here? Cannot place in the ocean. Let's put it on this little peninsula here. Although that being said, I mean, if I put it here, it means we can expand along this coastline, which is probably the better way of doing things. Right, so we can trade with the village. I haven't even looked at the map screen yet. I'm not even sure if we were able to look at the map screen before, but we definitely can now. We're right next to a village. Increase our reputation by 2. Donate some points to increase your reputation or products. The better reputation you have, the more trade offers you get. Interesting. Okay, so we can adopt population, which is absolutely what we're going to be doing in the short term. Nice. Also, all of our trades cost unity. Also, we don't have any wood stockpiled, and stockpiling wood, to me, seems like a pretty useful thing to do, even if it doesn't necessarily fit the long-term plan. Let's just get this right in the middle so that I will absolutely categorically in the future change its location, because I'm going to get so annoyed by it. And we'll put that on keep full just so that it gives us a trading resource, you know, something like that. We need quite a lot of wood, actually, as it turns out, to make the trading dock. I suppose the wood is making these big, long, I don't know, pontoon things that go down into the ground. Also, our population growth is now naturally positive. That's brand new. Air pollution. Okay, research lab is costing Unity. That's kind of to be anticipated. That's fine. How are we doing for food supply? Fertility consumption is increased due to lack of rotation. Yeah, I know there's no rotation. I can't do anything about that. I cannot do anything about that. I wish that I could, but alas, I cannot. Okay, we're making electronics. That's wonderful. We're making vehicle parts. That's also wonderful. Everything seems to be ticking along tickety-boo. We got plenty of iron scrap and concrete slabs left. Good. Very good. Let's get an excavator then. There's no reason not to, right? In fact, we probably want to get like 2 excavators, I imagine. Yeah, we'll queue up like 2 excavators. The queues haven't gone completely haywire yet, so that's nice. Power and maintenance, we've got maintenance. So, do any of these utilize maintenance? No, I don't think anything that we have actually uses maintenance yet. At least as far as I can see. That's good. We've also got these little graphs over here, which I haven't really spoken about before, but I mean that's fine. Potatoes seem to be increasing. Potatoes, green is good, I suppose. That's nice. Concrete production seems like the natural next step. Basic diesel, again. I mean, basic diesel. How long is that going to be able to keep us going? I'm not sure. What's this? 180 units of a loose product. Oh, that's a brand new image. That's nice. Ship dock repair and the beacon to attract people. I'll queue it up. I'll also queue up synthetic rubber. That's way earlier. I said that rubber wasn't going to be available until the late game. I didn't really mean that it was going to be available, like, right now. But that's good, I guess. Also, this whole fertility equilibrium thing. 47%. I mean, fertility seems to be in a good place to me. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, good, I guess. Happy days. Well, the more potatoes we've got, the happier I am as a person. Also, would you look at that? We've managed to get ourselves a small excavator. That ain't too bad. That ain't too bad at all. Now, that being said, we do have the ability to start working on our next, I guess, sort of blast furnace priority. Let's take a pause for a second and have another little look at the layer tool. So coal is miles away. I mean, there's a lot of coal over here, and there's a lot of coal over here as well, but it's underground. There's no smaller deposit, no. So we're gonna need to. Oof, I mean, this is gonna be. It's gonna be tough. I mean, it's a long way. It's a long way. Long way to get coal. Right, mine control tower. Very important that we get this down. Right, build that there. That'll be good enough for now. Head over here. Get that over there as well. How's that looking? Yep, that's looking pretty good. We'll let that get built. Also, I'm going to have to build, like, a lot of trucks. It just feels like I should be building a lot of trucks a little bit more early than I would usually. Just because, I mean, well, first of all, we can. Very, very important to note that because of the way that vehicle assembly now works, we can just build more stuff. We can build more trucks, and we can build them earlier, which is kind of lovely. We should also just turn off the coal maker as soon as we possibly have the ability to do so. It is just going to take such a long time. It's going to take such a long time to actually work. Yeah, I realize no mining designation has yet been laid down, but we can absolutely do that. Let's just start with a flat designation, and we'll just start you know, lopping off the entirety of the top of this area. To me, that seems like a pretty good idea. Excavator is no compatible truck. Don't worry, I'm working on it. More stormy weather. There we go. Again, start lopping off the top of that. We'll get a singular truck attached to there and a singular truck attached to here. It's probably going to make the queues go a little bit bonkers, and maybe as a consequence, I'll cut down the number of trucks that are assigned to this tree harvester, just to try and speed things up a little bit, make everything run a little bit more smoothly. The good news is, potato-wise, I can tell you that we're doing good. I also like the fact that we no longer have to like micromanage our farm, or any of our farms for that matter. That feels a lot better. That feels very good, in fact. Right, finished concrete production, excellent. We'll get started with concrete production in just a second. Look at all these icons across the bottom of the screen. Holy cow, that's a lot. We're also going to turn off these coal makers, and in fact, I think we're going to just ditch them, to be honest, because, I mean, I'm not really interested in keeping them around. How much do they cost me to put down? So we get like 3/4 of our resources back. That seems fine to me. Excuse me. Can I not just destroy this entire pipe operation? Okay, there we go. That I think they changed the way that you deconstruct stuff. Okay, anyway, that doesn't particularly matter. Right, let's also open up iron ore. Do we have... We don't have storage yet. We don't have slag storage. Slag storage, what am I talking about? Loose storage. Let's add loose storage to the list. There we go. Beautiful. We should start to see some... iron here. There we go. It's coming, slowly but surely. It's coming. Again, gonna be a little frustrating. Okay, you don't really do dirt. Okay, let's add a whole bunch of trucks. Add a whole bunch of trucks over there. In fact, I'm pretty sure that we had new trucks built for just this purpose. And in fact, we're going to build one more new truck because it is really that important. Any dirt that is being sort of lopped off the top, which is entirely understandable. Of course, you know, it's a brand new mining operation. I can understand why there's, you know, a little bit of surface dirt on the top. Let's prioritize you digging coal. There we go. Look at that. Good stuff. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Keep on digging coal. Keep on digging coal. There's a lot of resource here. And we gotta use it. We gotta use it. Right, so there is a lot of iron scrap that is still just chilling. Just chilling, kicking back in the abandoned communication station. Yeah, I mean, that's okay. Not the end of the world. We need to get some aggregate storage around the front, and we need to get some aggregate storage around the back, because slag is going to be given off by the blast furnace here, which just needs to be kept in mind. Is it a more efficient process? It's not really a more efficient process, is it? No. It's the same process. It's the same process. So we might as well work on the iron, or getting rid of the iron scrap from the abandoned furnace. The abandoned communication station into the furnace, which I think is probably a decent priority for the moment. Yep, pretty happy with that. I mean, we could also just like copy and paste this entire setup. Is that what I want to do? I actually think it kind of is. Yeah, let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. The pipe setup is a little funky, but I should have left myself enough space to make this all work. So my calculations are correct, this should be fine. Famous last words, etc. But okay. Oh, we have run out of workers. It's official. We've run out of workers. That is bonkers. Even with our little natural population growth, we have run out of workers. It's official. Well, let's go and trade with the village, and let's see if we can try and adopt 10 pops. Sure, why not, eh? We can also conduct these trades now, which is kind of nice. It's good to know that we can always, you know, pinch a few extra potatoes if we need to, if the going gets tough. Also, rubber's pretty useful. Concrete slabs we have 0 of, but we actually have 350 of, which is fine. Concrete production is, yeah, something that I have yet to get to grips with. That's okay. What I'm gonna do... I know that I said I wasn't going to, but I actually am. Let's get this in here. Select construction parts there. Right, bring this out over yonder. Again, this is just temporary, he says. He says. I always say it's going to be temporary. It's never temporary. Vehicle parts. Yeah. Keep full. Keep full. Keep full. I should probably make that, like, middle there. Thereabouts. Okay, cool. We finished diesel production. We're working on this beacon now. That's great. Happy days. We've now got some place for some stuff to be stored, which is good. We actually need a lot more coal than we're currently able to output, which is fine. And to be honest, is probably in absolute total recognition of the fact that we just need an additional... We need an additional excavator to be solely working on coal production. We don't even necessarily need our excavator at the present moment to be working on iron mining. I know. Go over here instead. Truck has no compatible excavator. Yeah, you know what? Release that. We still have resources. We still have resources here. We got 300 iron scrap. Let's get that done first. Let's get that done first. Let's sort that nonsense out. We'll worry about the rest later. Now, when are we going to get belts? That's what I want to know. When are we going to get belts? This is good. This is good. Fine. No issues here. 2 construction components is a little worrying. We could also turn this shipyard on to keep empty. That might help. Cement. Oh, yeah. We need to get concrete production. That's a good point. Although, thankfully, it's not like I'm wasting time because we're still waiting for all of the manual assembly to be completed. I have absolutely no idea if we have enough iron production to sustain all of the infrastructure that I'm currently trying to build. I think we do. Green is good, but you never know. Also, oil pumps. Yes, I kind of need to maybe be a bit more proactive with what I'm doing. We should really prioritize concrete, right? So concrete mixer, cement, which we can't build, gravel, which we get from slag, if I'm not mistaken. So that's good. What about over here? Concrete mixer over here? Sure. Well, I say sure. If we're gonna need it for, yeah, if we're gonna need it for like level 1 stuff, could stick it like over here or over here. Let's stick it like over yonder. Nice. So get that down, and in fact, I should go into planning mode before we do this. Getting a bit sloppy. Not going into planning mode. Beacon has been done. Excellent. So how much does that utilize? 1.5 either gravel or slag crushed, and the slag crushed is what we're going to be doing. So crusher, that's slag crushed, or rock. What's that? 24 every 60 seconds. What did I say that needed? 1.5 every 60 seconds. That's nothing. Wait, that's absolutely nothing. That's like a crazy... that's a crazy difference. 24 every 60 seconds is huge. Okay, yeah, we can also use the rotary kiln to make cement, which is fine. But cement for now is something that we can just sort of rely on. We do not have any way to transport this in, but we will soon. And again, just to make clear, this is temporary. Good. So I want to make this go big. The spaghetti starts. I actually don't hate that. I feel like doing stuff like this may look a little funky-licious, but actually it's probably good. Okay, concrete production, we'll get rid of that. Let's also just sort of plan out roughly, like very, very roughly, what we're going to do with the rotary kiln. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be around here, does it? Not really. What is that? It makes 3 every 60 seconds. And how much does this use? 3 every 60 seconds. So that's actually perfect. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, which works out quite nicely. And I actually think that maybe there is not the worst place. Right. We have 106 construction components. Doesn't really seem to be any delay in assembling these things. Seems to be going at a pretty great rates. Vehicle components is taking a little while. Vehicle parts is taking a little while. Let's help that along. Let's actually also help this along too. We will unpause that. We haven't needed to quick deliver anything either, which is really quite nice. That's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, that's maybe set our construction agenda back a smidge-rooney, but it's still a positive thing. Still a positive thing to do, still a good place to be in. Right, let's get this all unpaused then. There we go. And watch the chaos unfold as we try to move all of our construction parts into this area. We definitely do not have enough construction parts to make this all work. The rotary kiln especially is a big one. We definitely also don't have enough workers, which is something that I didn't really necessarily consider, but also we can start... Oh, God, oil as well. I forgot about oil. We'll start getting the beacon together. This beacon is way larger than it was previously. I yoink that somewhere a little bit more secluded. I tell you what, if I put the beacon down, that's going to cause an incident because it's going to require us to get power. Let me just adopt 5 people. Sure. Adopting people for a slight, tiny, smidgen unity cost is fine with me. I think that's great. I think that's fine. Okay. That assembly building is to be on vehicle parts. Cool. Yeah, the more vehicle parts, the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. Also, this maybe shouldn't be on keep full. That's a bit presumptive. Yeah, I mean, the construction components aren't really much use if they're always going to be buffered in the unit storage. Could not store all the potatoes after harvest. That's fine. I mean, it's fine if that's the case. Very okay with that. As crises go, that's a good one to have. Rainwater harvesters have been built just in the nick of time to capitalize this fantastic rainfall that is just decided to come on. Also, yeah, we will actually need electricity. Okay, so you know what I said about not having a beacon because we didn't want to faff around with electricity? We're gonna have to faff around with electricity. Also, maintenance. What have I got that requires maintenance? What did I get that required maintenance? Clearly something. Is it the mine control tower? Is it just the trucks? Might just be the trucks, to be honest. It might just be the trucks. Not enough maintenance. Or maybe it's just the fact that we don't have enough maintenance in general. And to be honest, I haven't actually considered that, but we're going to consider it now. Let's get this over here. And in fact, is it worth us maybe making a little trade? Oh, we need to swap back our iron excavator. In fact, we got a free excavator for just this reason. Yoink that in there, yoink that in there. Brilliant. We have a whole bunch of workers that are actually required in order to run this operation. Let's get you paused because we don't need you there. And let's get you paused as well because we also don't need people over there for a little while. That crusher can be paused, but it can be built. No big deal at all. That can be bumped into priority build mode. And then let's see if we can maybe do a trade. We need some construction components if possible. Ah, yes, of course. We don't have the ability to buy any construction components. That's a little bit of a shame. We can only trade construction components. My bad. I thought we could do something. With that. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Right, so maintenance, there's not enough of it. We'll fix that now. I'll get that resolved immediately. That's going to be great. Iron is slowly but surely building back up. And in fact, I might even get another dump truck just to make the process go a little bit more smoothly. Prioritize iron ore there. How much diesel do we have left? 248 units? I mean, that's fine. That's fine, really, isn't it? Yeah, I should have turned off the buffer there. Yeah, I mean, we can do something with this, and we should do something with this. Trading dock doesn't actually require any people. There's no people on the boat. So where can we draw them from? No power over here. That's fine. Let's pause one of the research labs. In fact, let's pause both of the research labs. It's going to give us a 3-worker surplus. We're also going to need to, whilst I remember, get power, get the diesel generator up and running. And I might actually quick build this. I don't know if air pollution is a factor. I mean, air pollution is a factor, but I don't think it's a localized factor. I think it is a general factor that affects the entirety of the island. I might be wrong about that, but we'll see. So basically, we're probably going to end up lowering, maybe fairly considerably, my reproductive capability of the island. But we'll see. We'll see. Right, 20 building components. I really sincerely thought I had them, but apparently I absolutely do not. Or maybe I absolutely do. In fact, I do. We're going to quick deliver that. My first quick delivery of the entire series, which is rather remarkable. All right, 4 workers are available. We still have that last thing to build. That's fine. It's happening. It is absolutely happening. We're making progress. We're making progress at a pretty nice rate. Don't care about the fact that we couldn't store our potatoes. Goodness gracious me. Could you not bother me about something more useful? Right, okay, so the beacon is on. Expecting 16 people in less than 3 months. That's good. That's very, very good. What did we complete? We completed the assembly thingy. That's fine. I imagine that, yeah, we have the ability to produce far more electricity than we would really, really be expected to need at this moment in time, which I'm absolutely fine with. That's pretty nice. Okay, so concrete slabs, we're out of concrete slabs. Electronics, we're already producing electronics. Concrete slabs, we're not quite producing them, but we will be able to produce them pretty darn soon. We also do have the ability to squeeze a fluid tank into here somewhere, which I probably should do. Maybe turn off planning mode for that, because that is kind of essential. Okay. Yeah, squeeze that in. Let's deconstruct all of that. Okay, that's how the system works. Let's deconstruct all of that, and then we'll just sort of work our way backwards. go. Up here. Down. Down and around. There we go. Nice. That in there. And then as soon as this is disassembled, which I could quick remove, but I'm not going to because I believe in the efficiency and efficacy of all of my trucks, we're going to make that happen. Okay. Fluid storage is brand new. It's brand new fluid storage. We are ready to start turning on the concrete mixer because I think, yeah, we got a whole bunch of extra workers. My goodness gracious me, did we get a whole bunch of extra workers. Right, what's the recipe here? Slag crushed? Yeah, probably slag crushed, right? I mean, if we get slag, then might as well. Unpause that. Unpause that too. Now, we do need limestone as an input, which I haven't actually considered yet. And I will need to get another small excavator, and we'll probably need to get 2 additional trucks just to sort of tie that in together. Yeah, I'm looking for... Oh, oil. We've got 236 units. I mean, we're still okay. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the mining thingy. There we go. Buildings for vehicles. Fine. Limestone. Let's put this right about there. We're going to assign a truck. That's going to be fine. Brilliant. New refugees. Love to see it. And we also got a whole bunch of loot, which is kind of nice. It's going to help make things a little bit smoother. What's our housing population? 70 out of 70? We are absolutely at max. Synthetic rubber has just been finished, which is brilliant. In fact, we can actually turn both of these labs back on. We are full. Beacon is ready. Health and pollution. Yeah, I know. Positive effects, negative effects. Is global. Pollution on your island is global. So moving smokestacks further from your settlement. It's a good idea to keep an eye on how much pollution you emit. LOL. As they say in the business, I am notoriously bad at poisoning my own populace. Right. Basic diesel, that's fine. Let's get that started. Let's get that started, and let's have a little look-see. Oh my giddy aunt. Look at how far away that is. Oh, I hate the idea that my trucks are going to have to drive that far in order to get to where they need to go. Oh well. What can you do? Right, well the good news is that we're working on aggregate storage, which is going to make this entire operation much smoother. Hopefully we're not dumping this. We should be taking this slag right over to the crusher. It's going to get crushed, and it's going to provide, you know, concrete or whatever for ages to come. Let's get this over here, this over here. Let's get a mining designation, just a flat mining designation. Again, it's fine. And we'll get you driving very slowly across the dig site to prioritize limestone extraction for use in the rotary kiln. Excellent, 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 excellent. Let's unpause the assembly machine. That's brilliant. We've got loads and loads of maintenance spare. That is cracking. Okay, we didn't even need to use any of the cement. So, as long as we sort diesel, that will be everything but copper fully taken care of, I think. I mean, literally fully taken care of. Let's enable planning mode. Let's just start with a couple. Start with a couple. Start with 3. That seems good to me. Basic distiller. I think it's the only way that we really have to get any of this at the moment. Yep, that can go there. Storage. We still haven't completed the aggregate storage business yet, but that's fine. In fact, don't build this here, because if we do, we can build a tanker buffer. A tanker buffer probably isn't going to be enough, just because a single tank of a single tank of diesel, diesel for redundancy's sake is just a terrifying prospect, which is why when I'm usually playing, I try to get at least a couple crude oil tanks and then a couple more diesel tanks as well. But I think we're maybe just going to accept that that's enough. Right, smokestack as well. Liquid dump. I hate the idea of using a liquid dump, but we have no way of reprocessing it at the moment. That technology is out of my hands. We have no vehicle ramps yet, so no point in building the pipe. Rotary kiln needs a transport to exhaust. Oh, yes, so it does. Forgotten about that. Just stick it on the end there. It's just that simple. Just stick it on the end. I mean, literally, right? Just stick it on the end. Okay, concrete is looking good. Are we fine for concrete? We're not fine for concrete. Funnily enough, we need 18 per 60 seconds, and we only produce 6 per 60 seconds. So that's a thing. Concrete production needs to be scaled up basically by 3 times in order to deal with our current construction component assembly. But do I care about that? No, because construction components are not mission critical. They are not mission critical, not even close to it. They really, really, really are not. And we need to make sure that we are prioritizing work accordingly. Right, so that's diesel. Next, what we want to do is we want to do this, then this, and the reason that we're going to do that and that is because, again, I am paranoid about running out of diesel. Why? Well, because it's happened before, and I'm terrified of the prospect occurring again. So let's make sure that we are able to siphon off a little bit of said diesel. One is going to be siphoned off into a storage area over here. The other is going to go into there. Waste water. It's a bit of a mess, but it's okay. Right. So that is going to give us, if I'm not mistaken, rubber. That's going to give us rubber, which is going to be all of the basic components just dealt with. Wastewater is dealt with. Exhaust is dealt with. No exhaust coming from here. That's fine. Yeah, so there is going to be a little bit of a pollution increase. The wastewater it's not ideal. Plus, not to mention the fact that we're almost certainly not going to be able to deal with... the worker requirements for this entire area. I mean, 1 worker. What have we got? We got 8 workers. 6 are going to be required in there. 6 are going to be required in there. I mean... Okay. Let's unpause that. Unpause that. Unpause that. Unpause that. At least get the materials. At least get the materials in place to build a tiny little bit of diesel if we need it, which we will. None of the rest of this stuff necessarily needs to be built. Although, I mean, it basically should be. I mean, once we've built the distiller thing and half the storage, I mean, we've basically just clicked through and built everything here, haven't we? But anyway, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as we have at least a little bit of security in the fact that our diesel is going to be fine. Concrete is probably the bigger problem right now, I would suggest. Although, to be fair, I mean, we do have an absolute ton. We do have a ton of cement that we could just try and, get through the backlog before dealing with that. Let's get vehicle ramps. Let's get shipyard dock repair. We'll get that after... We'll get that after the vehicle ramps, which also, by the way, look new. Trade. Ooh, you can just open that interface right now. Yeah, so the vehicle ramps, looks like you can get large, medium, and small vehicle ramps, whereas used to only be able to get small? I think it was only small. Yeah, you used to only be able to get small vehicle ramps at all. There was no other option. And now there absolutely is an option, which is great. Okay, so this is getting built. It's going to take us a few construction components, but I mean, the fact of the matter is that it is working. We're in a good place. Everything is running along just tickety-boo. That's good. That is good, that is good, that is good. If I was to build another concrete mixer, hypothetically, he says, that would take me 40 construction components. Okay, that's a little steep for what I have available right now. Although that being said, I mean, we are mostly there. We're mostly good here too. So what do we need? Like another 40 and another 30. Well, you know what? I'm pretty happy to say that that puts us in a pretty good position going into the next episode. Yeah, that's real good. I am pretty darn happy with that. That is excellent. Not to mention that the game is going to change totally, irrevocably, completely once we get conveyor belts. We can actually start connecting all of this stuff up together, and we can all, you know, start making it work. It's going to be wonderful. Diesel production. Don't need a tutorial for that. Thanks. We're good for diesel production. I think I get the gist of it. And also the ramp is completed as well. The ramp research. That's wonderful. Okay, cool. So next episode we're gonna get some more housing. We're gonna get diesel production up and running. We're probably gonna sort out copper, and we're probably gonna work on our automation, our wholesale automation of everything. Very exciting. Ladies and gents, thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Captain of Industry. I've been your captain, Orbital Potato. I'll see you next time. Bye.